We're live on Twitter right now. We are live.
Yeah, can hear you,
Waiting for people to join.
bro.
Yeah. We got 3 people watching us right now.
We are live, guys. Forza Azzurri and presenting for the first time on the channel.
Max Statman himself.
Max Statman himself is here. Say hi, Max. Max.
I'm very fine, bro. I'm very delighted. Yo,
You feel good today?
He's acting all shy.
I'm saying that I'm very delighted to
We're
be.
talking about
joining-
Chiellini,
I'm very great to join you guys right now.
How good Chiellini is. Now that it's lights, camera, action time, he's all scared. Why are you getting scared when it's lights, camera, action?
Let him speak. He said he's happy to be here.
Okay, Max, you're happy to be here. Tell us, what were your thoughts on this game today? I know I saw you on Twitter put out a message, and you said, I couldn't believe it. Wow, just want to feel this moment. Just want to feel this moment. So what's the moment? How you feeling, bro? Max.
I'm feeling very well as every. Yo,
He's
How
happy.
you feeling about this win, bro? Tell me.
actually, I was saying that I'm feeling very well as every. You know, this is a great
I think he's
moment
cutting out.
for Italians, for every people. You know, every Italian or every person who love Italy. So this was a great moment to reach Euros semifinals is a very great achievement. You know, Italy wasn't most favorite team or wasn't very favorable before. Wasn't very favorable for the tournament, but after showing a brilliance in group stages and after eliminating Belgium, now you know it's one of the most favorite teams to win the tournament as we speak. As of today, England, which will face, maybe England will face Ukraine tomorrow.
Yup, they have
Will
an
face
easy
Ukraine
match.
tomorrow
Face-
in
They've
the
had
final.
an easy road.
England's Mickey Mouse road to the Euro finals, bro. England's
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse road to the Euro finals.
Hey, look, I mean, it could have happened to anyone. It was their chance. And yes, I agree. They've got an
You're right.
easy route. It could have happened to anyone. We wouldn't have been
Right.
complaining. We had an easy group stage. But you know what? Yes, England is having when it comes to the big matches, they are having it very easy. Very, very easy. I'm with you. But today, big game for Italians. It's bringing back memories. World Cup 06. And not only mentioning, we get to face our arch enemy Spain once again. We need redemption for that final in the 2012, I believe, Euros, in the 2013 Confederation Cups. We need to take Spain out, and I will not be any happier than to see us beat them and to keep a clean sheet.
This is going to be revenge for 2012, Dave. 2012. We all remember what happened. It's in the final, 4-1. The tears of Andrea Pirlo after the game, as that was his last international match, I believe. And, you know, that was a sad way for him to go out. So 2021, we're 9 years later, almost a decade later. Wow, it's always been 10 years since that game. And this is it, man. This is the revenge. This is the revenge I wanted. I want Spain, and then I want England. Max, how do you feel about Spain match coming up? You think that's an easy one for Italy? I think it's an easy. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. Actually, Spain is a very great team.
England?
Yeah, Spain is a very great team. Is also a very great team, bro. We have seen them. We have seen Spain. I'm speaking about Spain. Is a very good team. We have seen them in this tournament. You know, they must really like the goals. They play a very good football. They can play a very good football between their players. They could get maybe more than 70% possession, ball possession in almost every match they play. But you know, they are not very clinical in front of the goal. They must score goals goals if they want to win the tournament. In case they stay playing like that, I can see them eliminate Italy easily. Italy have played top football in this tournament.
What's up, Mike?
I can see any
They
team
are.
which has
They
been
are.
performing well than Italy in this tournament.
Mike is right with what he's saying, especially
the match.
with no Ramos.
Yeah, Spain is suspect.
Yeah, with no
without,
Ramos.
we can expose. Without Sergio Ramos, they are a
Different team.
They
Yeah,
are.
it's the same as pulling out Chiellini from our lineup. The same thing.
Exactly the same thing. And you know what? Not that I'm saying that that one's better than the other, but definitely with Spain, they're missing that element of someone who just rises to the occasion. And when there's players lacking, he'll grab them by the hair, grab them by the shirt, and say, "Let's get this thing going." You don't have that guy anymore. To me, Spain is a very, very, very soft team. Very soft team. Mike said it. Very suspect in the back. They look very suspect in the back today. I was very surprised that they actually beat Swiss. I thought Switzerland were going to win. When it went to shootouts, I thought Spain had no hope. I thought, okay, this is good. And it looked that way. Busquets missed that first penalty that looked like it was going to be a Panenka that he just had to just tap in, and he hit the post. But everyone was missing. To me, Spain is a disaster. They were never going to win this tournament. The only reason why they're even in the semifinals of this tournament is because they had an easy road so far. Italy will be their biggest challenge, and I think that Italy will expose them for what they are. And they're just not a powerhouse team anymore. Not
anymore. But when you think the last time we faced them, they had the Chavis, they had the Iniesta. I think they had Xabi Alonso. They had Ramos. They had the pairing of Ramos and Piqué. They had did they have Villa in 2012? We're going back so long. We're going back to the legendary squad now. They are not who they are. They don't even have one Real Madrid player in their squad.
Exactly. And I knew this. And for everyone even talking about Portugal too, I knew this. Do you know how hard it is to have a team year after year after year after year after year as a country? There's not many countries that do this. Italy is one of them. Even though we missed the last World Cup, but that was BS. That'll never happen again. Italy is one of them. Germany is one of them. Brazil is one of them. But guess what? Spain, with their little one star on their crest, you ain't one of them. France, I thought, was one of them. France was the one team that shocked me. I thought if we were going to win this tournament, we're going to have to beat France at some point. That's what I thought. And France, they may even come back from this and win the next World Cup. I think, But one thing that the French showed us in their loss is that the biggest factor in winning a tournament, just the biggest factor in winning any championship, is culture. That's number one. And the French national team, they don't have the culture this year. They just didn't have it. Bunch of prima donnas.
They're fighting each other.
Even the parents are fighting. Even the parents are crazy. Even the parents have egos. Guess what I saw from this Italian national team since we didn't win the World Cup, make the World Cup? I saw a bunch of guys committed to a team philosophy, and the culture is there. Max, what do you think of this culture of Italy, buddy? Do you think this Italian culture is unstoppable right now? And do you think that this culture may even lead us to another World Cup in, a year and a half from now? Max.
Yeah, actually, the current Italy coach. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. What do you? I just want.
Can you hear me,
to know
bro?
The future of Italy, even if they don't win this tournament going forward. Go ahead, Max.
Actually, Italy Italy has expressed themselves as one of the biggest teams in current football. Roberto Mancini has found a suitable tactic for his players, and if you look on every player, there are maybe I can say there are a lot of balance between Italy players. Sometimes they use Jorginho, Verratti, and the other red, and Barella, Nicolo. There is balance in the midfield. Even though they can replace Barella or Verratti with Locatelli, there is still that balance in the midfield. If you look at the back, sometimes they use Chiellini and Bonucci, and sometimes they use Francesco Acerbi. There is still that balance in the team. So all I can say is Roberto Mancini has brought. Something special in the Italy team.
Yes.
The other thing which is helping him, all of the players he's using right now are performing very well in their respective clubs. Like Verratti in Paris Saint-Germain, can say Jorginho is very good in Chelsea. They won the Champions League with him. He's irreplaceable. He's untouchable in that Chelsea. Nicolo Barella, one of the best midfielders in Italy. He won the best midfielder award last season in Serie A. Nicolo Barella with Inter. They even won Serie A. They even won Scudetto. When you look at Bonucci and Chiellini in the defense, you can say it's a very great duo. They have played together more than 10 years in Juventus. A very great duo, a very great defense duo in Europe for many years. So I think this team has shown that they can do everything. Even though they can't win this Euro, they can even do well in World Cup, since most of the players are still very young.
What about the forwards, though? Do you think the forwards are going to be a problem even going further into the semifinals, into the finals? Because we were talking earlier, me and Dave, in the chat, and he was giving me a lot of crap because I was crapping all over Insigne. And I've been crapping all over Insigne this whole tournament because, to me, I see him like a Jovinko, but on steroids, a better version of Jovinko. And a better version of Jovinko should be a little guy who's in and out, making havoc in the box, getting penalties because he's creating that havoc. And I just didn't see it from Insigne in this tournament. Finally today, Belgium gave him a little bit of space, and he does what he does. He cuts left, he cuts right, and he bends it with his right foot into the right corner. Beautiful goal, not taking anything away from Insigne. But I was expecting to see a little bit more from Insigne in this tournament, and I haven't seen it. Immoblie,
Insigne is key, man.
Disaster Immoblie is. Go ahead, Dave.
Insigne is key right now because Insigne, he's literally everywhere. Do you not see him running back to defend once we lose the ball? He's everywhere. He's that little mosquito in your face buzzing around just annoying you. He's a pest. He's a nuisance. But he's not only that, because the guy is skilled. The guy can nutmeg players. The guy can get the ball around players. He's essential from getting the ball into their end of the pitch, into the opponent's half. But he's got very dangerous passes. Sometimes he's selfish. He makes these ridiculous shots. He misses the net on ridiculous shots. It was a great goal today, well deserved. He could have finished a little bit more, been a little bit more clinical in the past games, but the guy's got dangerous passing, and the guy has amazing chemistry with the players on the pitch. That's why I see Insigne as a very dangerous player.
Maybe I'm a little bit too greedy of watching players like Ronaldo all these years. Clinical finishing, and that's what I want to see from a striker. For me, I don't care where you're playing as a striker. If you're a forward, the one thing I want to see from you is clinical finishing. And with Insigne, it's not there. With Immobile, it's not there. The only guy on this squad that I see that has the talent up front to finish is Federico Chiesa. That's it. And the last game, his goal,
fantastic.
The last game, he proved it with his goal. That chip pass from Spinazzola, had the presence of mind to get that right foot up, tap it down, control it, knowing that two defenders were in the box coming after him, getting around that and blasting it into the left side or the right side with his left foot. That's what we're lacking. We're lacking the skill. We're lacking the skill in tight areas. Chiesa has skill in tight areas. He doesn't even have to look at the ball. He's just looking for open spaces when he has the ball. He's almost like a basketball player dribbling with his hands. That's how easy it is with his feet. We need another Chiesa out there. We need another Chiesa out there.
We need a. I'm liking Bellotti. I like Bellotti's physical presence.
Actually,
Bouncing people off the ball. Go ahead, Max. Go ahead, Max.
Go ahead, Max. Oh, yes. Max, go ahead, buddy.
I was about to say something about. Actually, you are talking about Italian forwards. I can say that the only problem we have with those strikers is almost all of them are very inconsistent.
Yeah, they're not the best.
Insigne could do very much. Silo have done well some matches, but he was poor today. Even Chiesa was good on the last match, but we didn't see a lot from him today.
Chiesa dominated.
Consistent.
Chiesa dominated the first half. He was a big reason why we're up 2-0 almost at halftime.
I see Chiesa as his confidence his confidence is bursting.
Let Max finish. Go ahead. Finish your point, buddy. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, actually, Chiesa is the one who could be untouchable in Italian attack, but by this player being very consistent, it's very tough to know who's going out, who's going to come. Today, you could bring on other strikers and they could perform poorly, and the other day you could say, bring in Silo, bring in Insigne. Bro, almost all of them are very inconsistent. They have to find consistency if we have to win this tournament. There are 180 minutes to play, so that we can win the tournament. If we want to win the tournament, we have to eliminate Spain and do well in final game against, maybe I could predict to face England.
Dave,
Spinazzola, that's all.
Out with this Achilles injury. You think it's a problem?
Huge loss.
Huge loss. But this is the history of Spinazzola, right? People always complaining online. Even myself, Juve gave up on him. But this is why Juve gave up on him. The guy has, he has a history of injuries, and here it is. He picked up another one, and not only did he pick up another one, he picked up a huge one. This is his Achilles tendon. I don't know if you're a fan of the NBA, but if you know Kevin Durant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, probably the best player today, he's coming off a torn Achilles. He missed a year and a half of basketball, 1 year and a half. So for Spinazzola, this is the big one, right? This is the big one. If he's going to come back, it'll be in time for World Cup. But Juve looking pretty good to give up on this player now, as he's gone for the season for Roma, just like that. Do you think Emerson Palmieri is going to fill in his shoes nicely? He's a bit of a downgrade from Spinazzola, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't get to play. But when he does impress me a bit. Dave, what do you think of our man Emerson Palmieri?
He's quick. He can pass. He can bring the ball up. He can get into crossing areas where you can find out someone in the box. I mean, he's not. You're not going to see him blow by guys like Spinazzola has been doing all tournament. Yeah. Fastest recorded player at the Euros. He's just been phenomenal on his just bringing the ball up on the left wing, all the way up forward, making the cross, making the pass, holding the ball up there, waiting for people to join him, and then trying to make the pass and go and get a goal. So we're losing a big factor here. Now I wish him well. I hope he gets a speedy recovery, because I want to see him back in the Azzurri very soon. And it's a big loss. I'm sad for the guy.
Max, Spinazzola being out, do you say this is a devastating injury for Juventus that could cost them the Euro, or do you think that Palmieri coming in, they'll just fill in for the shoes and Italy will be okay? We lost a guy who won 2 men of the matches for us in this tournament so far. Go ahead, Max. What do you think?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Spinazzola was one of the most important players for Italy this tournament, and he picked up 2 man of the match awards. And for me, he's one of, maybe I could say, he's who was the most performing. He was the best compared to every other Italy players in this tournament.
Most consistent.
He was absolutely most consistent than almost every player.
I knew you were looking. Yeah.
As Bruno said, it's a as Bruno said, it's a huge loss, but there aren't a very big difference from Spinazzola to Emerson Palmieri. Their level are almost the same. So, for those who watched Chelsea last season, Emerson Palmieri was very good. Once he came in, he's a very good player too. He's very good. So, let's hope for the best. I have faith. I trust that Emerson Palmieri will fill in that shoes.
I will do the job.
I think he will.
Palmieri is a downgrade. He is a downgrade from Spinazzola. He's a downgrade from Spinazzola, Max. He is. But I will tell you this. He's going to give us something a little bit different than Spinazzola gives us. Spinazzola was more of a ball-carrying left back where he did good to run with the ball up the field and create and move the ball into the box. Palmieri, if you watch his play with Chelsea and especially with the Italian national team, he's a bit of a different left back in the sense of he likes to get up there, but he doesn't like to get up there with the ball. He likes to.
He's a lot slower.
He's a lot slower, but he likes to find space. Meaning, if someone is carrying the ball up front, Palmieri likes to come in from the left back role and find spaces in the middle of the field and get goals, not create goals, and get goals himself that way. That's the game of Emerson Palmieri. So I think that with Palmieri, we're losing something with Spinazzola, but we're also gaining something that wasn't there with Spinazzola either. And that's more of a left back who is more of a poacher for goal, where Spinazzola is more of a ball-moving left back who likes to carry the ball up the field.
He likes to try to create. He tries to create,
Yeah. So we're losing a creator, but we're gaining someone who's a poacher in that left back position who can sneak up there, find empty spaces, and get in those tap-in goals. So I don't know. Well, we have one game against Spain. Hopefully that game against Spain for Palmieri is a game where he can get his legs under him and get ready for the final.
That's right.
It's been a long time since he's played. He hasn't played in this whole tournament. He's only come off the bench. And even before that, in the qualifiers, he wasn't being used as much, especially near the end when I thought we should see him in the leading up to the game of the Euros. I thought we should have saw him more in those exhibition matches, but we didn't. And now we're in a position where we need him because who else are we going to put in that role? Bernadeschi?
Shit. No, not happening.
Not happening. But the last thing I wanted to touch on before we go was Ciro Immobile being a disaster. And Belotti finally, is this the last game we'll see of Immobile starting? Maybe last game altogether, maybe not even getting an appearance off the bench. Maybe Belotti's just going to be that guy from now on. Dave, do you think Belotti has it in him to play these next two games, full 90?
Do you see Belotti running back defending and just like
even
he
if
was a madman. He's a brute force, and that's what
even if he doesn't score, he gives us that.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that in the front. I mean, one thing with Ciro, what I noticed is he'll be in the middle, right on the edge of their line, and what he does is he likes to hang there, get a pass, and try to quickly pass it back to one of our midfielders. But I mean, Belotti can do that. Belotti's stronger too, so he's going to be able to bounce these defenders off him at the same time too, create that little moment for these other players to make that run and play the 1-2 pass right into the box. I mean, he's probably a stronger guy, and he looks a lot hungrier than Ciro does right now.
We should have saw Belotti in at halftime. We should have saw him at
halftime. I thought the same thing. And I thought the same thing the game before too. So,
as much as we praise Mancini for putting this thing together, for developing a system that not only with the big club but with the under 21, under 23 squads, and in the youth system with this 4-3-3, it's very good that he brought in this new culture. I love it. But what's one thing that's concerning me with Mancini in these last few games is his ability not to read the game properly. And this is becoming a problem. And one of the problems today was, again, Verratti was on a yellow, Playing amazing.
Yeah, I was telling you that.
No problem with this game. His game was great. But Verratti, he was going in those challenges hard. I wanted to see him off that field before he was shown red and get another midfield, maybe Locatelli. It doesn't matter. Just get him off the field before.
Yeah, he could have been a liability at one point, Verratti.
And that could have been something that cost us the game. Max, with your tactical expertise, you think Mancini is a problem right now, not reading the games, or do you think he's doing just fine?
Actually, we have seen on the last match. We have seen some substitutions have made. He bring on Chiesa, and Pessina. They both did well. They both won us a game. So,
but wait, Max. Before we go further, should Chiesa have started that game though? Yes, he came off the bench and he did phenomenal. But should have Chiesa started that game? That's where the decision. Okay, yeah, he made the right decision bringing on Chiesa. My whole thing was, dude, Chiesa should be starting. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, actually, should have started that game. But you are right. Chiesa should have started that game. But sometimes some managers do some mistakes. Actually, I think Mancini's abilities to read the game is very good. He's a very good manager. He's a very good coach. Everybody could agree with this. He's a very good coach, and I have no doubt that I think he has made a lot of mistakes in the way he substituted players, the way he replaced players. So by today, he could have replaced Verratti with Locatelli, but there was no consequences. He didn't receive a red card. So I think that next time, he will surely start the right players. What? I think next time he will surely start the right players and do some great replacements. I like the idea to start Chiesa today. It was a very great idea following a brilliant performance he showed last game. And to keep Verratti in the midfield, Verratti is very quick, a very experienced player, and a player who could realize that he's only a yellow card. So I totally think that
finish up.
I think Bruno was going to add something.
I think Locatelli has a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe that's why he was left out of this game.
Well, no, because the cards are being cleaned up after this round.
Yeah, after this game, but he didn't want Locatelli to actually catch a yellow in this game.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Maybe speculation, guys. Maybe that's why we didn't see Locatelli.
Correct. Good point. Good point. So the game's tomorrow: Czech Republic and Denmark, and then Ukraine, England.
That'll be a good game.
Who's going to win that game, Dave?
Denmark.
You think Denmark?
I think I'd like Czech Republic to win, and I know my buddy Tony wants Czech Republic to win. I just see Denmark, since the Eriksen thing happened, Denmark is another beast. They just have something. They have some luck. They have something watching over them, really pushing them through. It's going to be an amazing game because they're two pretty evenly matched teams. But it could go to extra time easily. I could see.
And the Ukraine England, that game, what do you think?
England will make it through, but it's going to be closer than people would think. They're not going to blow by Ukraine.
I think they are. I think they're going to win 3-0. Max,
really?
Republic, Denmark. How do you see it going? You think it's going to be a good day for our little brother Tanino? Max, go ahead.
I think Czech Republic will win. For me,
you think they'll win?
I think it's going to be Czech Republic will win. Sure, Czech Republic, will win. Surely, they will win that game.
Ukraine.
Tony,
Ukraine, England.
They will.
What's going to happen there, Max?
Ukraine, England to win. 2-0.
So that means
2-0.
That means we have a semifinal of Italy, Spain, and in Max's
Czech
point of view,
Republic
and England. Now, I think that the Czechs are going to win tomorrow.
England.
I also think that England is going to dominate tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to be England, Czech, England to the.
Exactly.
I think it's destined already for Italy, England to meet in Wembley. This is going to be like the Super Bowl of all Super Bowls. Italy versus England in Wembley. And I want
the ones who created the sport and the ones who made the sport beautifully tactically.
The
right?
Japanese invented pasta. The Italians perfected it.
Exactly.
England invented football. The Italians perfected it
and made it beautiful.
We're going to prove it next Sunday in the finals against England. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Max, any last words for you? We know you have all the fanboys who love you out there. Any last words for them? This was your first time going live on your own account, so let's talk about that a little bit. How did it feel going live, buddy? You want to say anything to the fans?
Actually,
Mercato season is coming up. Tell them.
I'm going to be very clear. This is not my account. This is their account. Everything I do, everything we do every day is because of them. Without them, we can do anything. Without them, we can progress. Without them, we can reach those numbers we put on every day. Without them, I don't think we could do something special. So I'm really very grateful to have such name in this Juventus community, and we always work hard every day to continue to bring on reliable news. All we talk is news which confirmed by reliable sources or trusted sources. I promise I will never disappoint them. I will never give them any news from unreliable sources. So we'll always make sure that we provide accurate news. So this is the account, and I really appreciate their support, and I love them very much. We have a great projects ahead. We have big things ahead to do for them, and I'm very sure that they also appreciate our work. So all I can say, if you haven't already, you can turn on the notifications on for our Twitter account so you can get all latest news in your phone directory. That's all I can say. But I'm very excited to be. I'm very happy to be in this community. What an amazing community, bro.
I just want to highlight that what you said at the beginning of this statement. This is not your account. This is not my account. This is not Dave's account. This is the people's account. And I'm going to tell you something. This is exactly how Max Statman, how we look at things. We were just a few guys, big-time Juventinis, who had passion for this. And we're kind of with a chip on our shoulder because we don't like the information that we always see on Twitter. Most of the time, 85% of it is a bunch of nonsense. So us at Max Statman, we see ourselves as frustrated fans who
validators.
Exactly. Dave, final thoughts before we go.
I always need to finish your sentences, buddy. Thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate your support. Like Mike said, if you like this, if you want to follow, keep up to date with reliable news, please give us a chance because we'll definitely make you happy. Check us out on YouTube. Check out the maxstatman.com website. You're going to have a lot of articles and a lot of fun interactive things coming your way. Big plans for Max Statman. So thank you very much for your support. We couldn't do any of this without you guys.
And you will definitely be seeing more of Max himself on these lives, on the podcast with me and Dave, especially with the upcoming season coming up. I just want this Euro to end. I want August to come in. I want training camps for Juventus to start, and I want the real season to begin. That's what I want. But until then, we have our Mercato season. And after this tournament, we are going to be busy with guests lined up. Hopefully, we'll get some superstars in doing live with us, with Max as well. But until then, I just got to say, I am Adamo Luciano, David Bruto, and Max Statman himself. We will see you next time on Max Statman Live.